Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Los Angeles, Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Lexington, Kentucky, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. And just in case you weren't sure that boycotts actually work, so we're telling people don't eat Kellogg's products anymore because they're full of poison. Here... they're full of, put it this way, they're full of chemicals that are banned in every other country. Kellogg's is putting chemicals in their food in the United States that are banned in Europe, banned in Australia, banned in Canada. But because our government's 100% corrupted, they can put those chemicals in our food here. So, and you're like, oh, is that really going to work if we all stop eating Kellogg's? A, yes. And B, here's a woman that's going to come on to tell you how they just fired the CEO of Starbucks because the boycott against Starbucks is working. And this all has to do with Israel. Watch this.
Starbucks has fired its CEO. McDonald's global sales are declining. Burger King is changing its name. KFC is closing branches. Wait.
Did you hear that? So those are all the results of the boycotts over Israel.
Wait. You know, Taco Bell just proudly announced they have a new black CEO. Could that have anything to do with this?
Of course.
Yeah.
Starbucks has fired its CEO. McDonald's global sales are declining. Burger
King is changing its name, huh?
Changing its name. KFC is closing
branches.
Wait, what is all this? These are the results of consumer justice. With boycotts, it punishes the big powers and policies that support the Israeli genocide. And here is the outcome of the one-year boycott so far. Laxman Narasimhan, CEO of Starbucks, after just 17 months at the helm, was ousted because of the falling sales due to a global boycott campaign. According to the latest reports, Starbucks sales in North America fell 2% and 7% in the rest of the world, with total international profits falling 23%. And McDonald's, the company that was feeding Israel's army for free, is facing its first global sales decline since 2020. McDonald's revenue fell 12% to just over $2 billion for the second quarter of 2024.
That's a McDonald's that's empty because of a boycott. Well, wait. Is there anybody in the street? Let's see. This is in Istanbul. Let's see. Oh, the street's full.
In the fallout of feeding a genocidal army and the significant impact of the boycott on business, McDonald's will buy out all 225 of its restaurants in Israel, and Burger King, which is currently...
So they're going to close all 225 of its restaurants in Israel. Did you hear that?
I mean, if you're against Israel, shouldn't you want them to be fed more McDonald's?
Yeah, no
I was already
kidding,
boycotting it because of diarrhea.
Going through a difficult period, you guessed it, because of the boycott, is taking off its crown in Turkey and becoming Boycott.
Borgir.
I guess that they're changing their name in Turkey. That's what I got out of that.
Well,
they say they're doing it to embrace local culture. That's why they're doing it. Oh, really?
So it's for racism reasons and Christian nationalism, I bet.
Not because of the boycott working.
It says is to embrace local culture and nurture a closer relationship with Turkish consumers. While some are putting on a mask, others are barely surviving. KFC is closing over 100 outlets in Malaysia.
KFC closing 100 stores in Malaysia.
KFC's first store in Algeria was shut down shortly after opening due
Algeria shut down.
Nationwide pro-Palestinian protests. Meanwhile, Coca-Cola is declining in every
Coca-Cola.
In Europe, the corporation is set to shut down 5 plants in Germany through 2025. And in the Middle East, together with Pepsi, it suffered a 7% drop in sales in the first half of the year. The company fared no better in Asia. For example, in Bangladesh alone, Coca-Cola sales fell by 23%. And the Pakistani factory that makes cans for Coca-Cola and Pepsi reported that sales fell by 11% in the first quarter. In order to be effective, the effort must be collective, says the BDS movement. A survey of 15,000 consumers in 15 countries found that 1 in 3 people boycotted brands because of Israel's war in Gaza. That collective effort yielded results. The consumer boycott has put numerous companies to the test, both in the Arab region and in the world. While any boycott of supporters in Israel's genocidal campaign is welcome, the BDS movement directs consumers to boycott key and strategic players, such as Chevron, Intel, Siemens, and HP. The movement claims that a targeted boycott gives the best results because it affects the main suppliers of oil and technological components for assembling Israeli weapons. A targeted boycott also affects the Israeli economy. the BDS campaign of a global boycott of the technology giant Intel, which announced in December 2023 that it would invest $25 billion in the construction of a chip factory in Israel, has shown its first results. Intel stopped the construction of that factory, and it's in danger of being cancelled. Why is BDS promoting the boycott of Intel? Well, it's simple. Intel's chips are essential parts for the AI programs that assist the Israeli army in their invasion. Also, BDS has reported that more than 45,000 Israeli companies closed as a result. Over 80% of startups have suffered damage, while over 50% of them have money to finance their work for less than the next 6 months. The number of so-called financial injections is also decreasing. In the first quarter of 2024, investments in Israeli companies decreased by 32% compared to the same period last year. Due to falling confidence in Israeli economy, the Korean Samsung Next firm closed its operations in Tel Aviv, and two large Japanese firms, Itochu Corporation and Nippon Aircraft Supply, severed relations with Israel's largest private arms manufacturer, Elbit Systems. And the German sportswear company Puma announced in December 2023 that it would not renew its contract with the Israel Football Association, which expires at the end of 2024. As Israel continues its genocidal mission in the Middle East, people all over the world are becoming more socially conscious consumers, spelling trouble for these industry giants' futures.
So there you go. Boycotts work. They're working. So the BDS movement, which, I always have to struggle to remember what that stands for. The divestment and sanctions. What does the B stand for? Boycott, divestment and sanctions. So it works. And I'm all for it. I think that's how they changed South Africa. There was a worldwide boycott. And I think the same thing's possible with Israel.
Whatever happened where they were making people, they passed laws in some states where you have to sign a thing that you will never participate in the BDS movement, which is insane that you could pass a law like that. Like before I knew anything about how Israel is, I was like, how are you passing that? So I have to buy?
It's nuts. Okay, but there it is. It works. Boycotts work. And I'm all for, me, I'm very pro-Jew. I'm very anti-Zionism. Most of the Jews I'm friend with, anti-Zionists.
Jimmy?
Hey, so mainstream media is unreliable and dishonest, and that's why you watch the show, right? How can you trust them when they're never told the truth about anything like Russiagate or Julian Assange, Ukraine, Syria, COVID? That's where our sponsor, Ground News, comes in. Ground News is an app and a website that gathers related articles from around the world in one place so you can compare the coverage, kind of like how we do it on this show. Let's look closer at the coverage of President Trump's attempted assassination, for instance. Ground News gives me instant access to more than 700 articles reporting on it all over the world with context on each publication's political bias. Factuality based on how subjective or objective their language is, and even who's funding those people. Comparing the coverage is absolutely fascinating to me. Corporate-leaning USA Today and ABC News downplayed the shooting by writing that Trump was moved from stage after loud noises startled him and rang out in the crowd. The Irish Times went as far as to victim blaming, adding that the assassination attempt might even help him win the White House. Right-leaning outlets like the Daily Signal and New York Post were quick to call out liberal media's biased coverage, reporting that their bias was on full display. Unfortunately, moments like these can fuel the fires of misinformation, and very inaccurate narratives can spread like wildfire. The only way to combat this is to stay informed through really diverse news sources, something Ground News simply excels at. I mean, they even created a blind spot feed to expose what the other side of the political spectrum isn't reporting on, freeing readers of any hidden agendas and political spins. With media bias just running crazy like it is, I can't recommend subscribing to Ground News enough to stay fully informed on topics with explosive headlines. Just go to ground.news/JD. That's ground.news/JD with my link in the description. And they're going to give you 40% off their Advantage subscription, which will give you unlimited access to all their analysis and features. Ground News. Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Los Angeles, Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Lexington, Kentucky, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.